Okay. What's up, YouTube? Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm really excited to be here. I was just finishing up some computer work. Been working on a lot of things this weekend, and I have a couple announcements before I get into today's live chat. Ooh, your girl needs to update her roots, but that's for another day. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about a new program that I have coming out in probably like 2-3 more weeks. And that is my 5 ingredients or less 6-week shred program. If you are joining, happy Sunday and welcome. Top chat, live chat, please comment where you are from. I really appreciate you guys joining me here on Sunday. And this new shred programs that are coming out later this month or early next month are absolutely amazing. It's just ideal for people who just need really simple, easy recipes that do not require a lot of ingredients and are just very, very easy to follow. And what we're gonna talk about today, so stay tuned for that launch. And for those of you guys who don't know me, it is Christine Hranek, food scientist and chemical engineer. Hey Yvette, happy Sunday. It has been a beautiful weekend. With the exception of yesterday, it rained a little bit, but other than that, it's been gorgeous fall weather. And today I'm gonna talk to you guys about 3 hormones that stop fat loss. And I really want you guys to wrap your head around what I'm about to share with you guys. So when one of these 3 hormones is out of whack, all fat loss stops, like completely stops. So let's first talk about what are the fat burning hormones. So there are hormones that burn fat, and there are 6 of them. So those hormones include glucagon, the thyroid hormones, adrenaline, adiponectin, the androgenic hormones like DHEA and testosterone, as well as the rejuvenation hormones such as growth hormone. Now, there are 3 hormones that will completely shut fat burning off. They are insulin, cortisol, and estrogen. And what I want to talk to you guys about today is specifically what to do and how to manage those fat making hormones, because you guys need to understand there's fat making hormones and there's fat burning hormones. Hormones are like an off on switch. And because hormones are like an off on switch, you need to understand that you can be eating very healthy, very clean foods. But if your insulin, cortisol, or estrogen are out of whack and they are excessively high for prolonged periods of time, you're not going to be able to tap into fat as a fuel source. And the sooner you come to this realization that you need to learn how to navigate your nutrition protocol in a way that's going to facilitate fat burning, not only from a caloric perspective, but from a hormonal perspective. So how do you navigate insulin to facilitate more fat loss? You need to understand insulin is a fat storing hormone. So what that means, well, insulin's also a building hormone because it tells your body to build muscle. It tells your body to build fat. So insulin facilitates the transport of glucose into the cells, right? When you consume food, your blood sugar goes up. Your body can't stay in a state where there's glucose in the blood. That's toxic to the body. So insulin is a messenger hormone that is released from the pancreas, and its job is to take that glucose out of the blood and navigate it into the cells. So that's great for muscle growth. That's great for giving the body energy, but your muscle cells have a finite capacity of how much they can hold. And once they're at that threshold, your body is going to take whatever's left and store it as fat. Now there's a problem though. Sometimes they're not even at that threshold. Your cells are just insulin resistant. And if your cells are insulin resistant, meaning you could have eaten a big, satisfying meal, but still feel hungry. The reason for that is because you are starving on the cellular level. The end user of the food that you just consumed is not your stomach, it is your cells. So if your cells are not getting the energy from the food you consumed, you're gonna feel hungry. So how do you navigate insulin resistance? You're gonna wanna first start by lowering your carbs and increasing your dietary fat intake right off the bat. In addition to that, you're probably going to want to incorporate intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is excellent for insulin management. There are several other things that facilitate it, but intermittent fasting is helpful because it concentrates your eating window, right? When your eating window is smaller, that means the entire part of the day that you are not eating versus the period of the day that you have a longer duration of the day where your body is experiencing zero insulin spikes. When your body's having zero insulin spikes, that means the pancreas has more residence time to release glucagon, the fat burning hormone. So intermittent fasting, lower carbs, higher fat, those are all excellent ways to navigate lowering your insulin levels. So that's really, really important. Now, how do you tackle cortisol? Cortisol is the stress hormone, and there are a few physical signs that would indicate if you have a cortisol imbalance. So a true cortisol imbalance shows up with excess fluid retention in the face. They call it moon face when your face has a rounded effect, more in this area. When your neck and your upper back, you almost have more of a hump type appearance on your upper back between the shoulder blades. Do I recommend IF for women with PCOS? That's a really good question. There are caveats where it may not necessarily be advantageous, but for PCOS, I would say most people should be fine, but I wouldn't fast longer than 8 to 10 hours. So for instance, you don't necessarily need to do a 16-8. You could break it up so that way your fasting isn't necessarily for 16 hours. So you can make that fasting window a tiny bit shorter. But where I was going with this, you guys, if you have prolonged exposure to excess cortisol, it shows up with a more rounded face. Does anyone here notice that when you gain weight, you start to see it in your face like right away, even if you didn't gain much in terms of like total pounds and you didn't really get a whole lot bigger, but you just notice your face and people start to like call you out on the shape of your face if it's getting more rounded. Again, the neck, the upper back, and the abdomen. If you're having more of an apple shape to your physique, the hump in the back and moon face, those are all signs of excess cortisol. How do you lower cortisol? This is a tough one because cortisol is not something that is like a very quick off-on switch like insulin, because insulin, you can lower your insulin if you lower your carbs. But cortisol, it's complex because you need to lower your stress levels. And if you are a person who is prone to chronic stress, where most days you are stressed out and to the point that you physically feel it. Has anyone here ever dealt with just a phase of stress or a cycle of stress where the intensity of your stress has been very high for very, very long periods of time, and as a result you find it very difficult to function, you find yourself feeling very fatigued, you find yourself having a hard time sleeping? You guys need to find a way to lower your stress levels. Again, that can deal with lifestyle, that can deal with relationships, that can deal with so many facets and factors. However, what can you practically do? You can, again, allow your body to experience morning sunlight. If you can allow yourself to get outside or experience morning sunlight upon waking, it's excellent for your circadian rhythms. If you start supplementing with magnesium glycinate at nighttime, that's wonderful for improving sleep quality, deep restful sleep. And for those of you guys who did not know, I have announced this, I am adding magnesium glycinate to the Gauge Life line. I have been using magnesium glycinate from another brand. I fell in love with it. It has changed my life. Do I have anybody here supplementing with magnesium? Game changer with regards to anxiety reduction, sleep improvement. Like, I don't have enough wonderful things to say about magnesium. So, and I also take it with a side of vitamin B12, just to really boost the effectiveness of it. So magnesium will lower your cortisol, improved sleep will lower your cortisol, morning sunlight will help boost your circadian rhythms, vitamin D, again, vitamin D, as well as, again, just natural sunlight, wonderful for lowering your cortisol levels, and eating an anti-inflammatory diet. So number 3 is estrogen. If those estrogen levels are excessively high and or high relative to progesterone, how do you lower estrogen? So high estrogen can be very troublesome, but there's a very simple solution. 2 supplements. Number 1, you want to start taking dietary fiber. I have a fantastic dietary fiber supplement on gaugegirltraining.com because fiber will detoxify excess circulating estrogens from the liver. The next thing that I'm going to recommend is adding cruciferous vegetables, but specifically kale, Brussels, cauliflower, broccoli. You want to consume all of those things because they're rich in a phytochemical called indole 3-carbinol. And I also recommend indole 3-carbinol supplementation for estrogen detoxification. Now, another thing you guys want to consider is probiotics, not only for good gut health and gut microbiome and lowering inflammation, but when you take probiotics, it actually helps to boost estrogen metabolism. And that's good because when estrogen is unable to metabolize, estrogen is a fat-storing, fat-gaining hormone. So again, like I said, the 3 hormones, just to recap, that stop you from losing weight: insulin, cortisol, and estrogen. And based off of what I've described here, these are practical tips to help you lower those to allow the 6 fat-burning hormones to do their job. Now, if you are struggling and you need clear-cut nutrition guidance and you want to get on my hormone reset supplement protocol to really bring your hormones to a state of balance, it's going to, number 1, boost your metabolism. It's going to allow your body to switch into fat-burning mode. And I know that there's so many of you guys who spin your wheels trying to lose weight, and you're working out harder and you're trying to eat less and you're getting impatient. Is there anybody here who do you just find yourself getting so effing impatient and you want your results and you want them yesterday? And not only do you want them yesterday, like, you're willing to do extreme shit. Like, let's just keep it real. You're willing to do extreme stuff because it's bothered you for so long, and you get to those places of desperation where you're like, enough is enough. I will do whatever. I don't even care. Like, you just want it gone. And I'm telling you guys, if you are in that headspace, you need to focus on solving the root of the issue. The root of the issue is most likely a combination of hormonal and metabolic. So if anybody watching this needs help and you want to switch your body into fat burning mode and get your body out of fat storing mode, I want you guys to message me on my Instagram account at gaugegirltraining. Message me the word reset. I'll send you the link to the hormone reset. And if anybody wants to email me, you can email me at info@gaugegirltraining.com. But I hope that this chat was helpful, you guys. Before you sign off, I just ask one thing, and you guys know what it is. Please give this a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell for notifications. But thank you guys for joining me today. Does anybody have any questions or concerns before I log off? Let me know if you guys got any questions. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. Thank you, friends. Come on, one more person. Come on, guys. Give me the thumbs up. It helps your girl out. Please find the button. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Thank you, thank you. All right, everybody. Well, thanks again for joining. Happy Sunday. And I encourage you guys to really think about what I've said about how to navigate these 3 hormones, because it's a very effective way to boost your fat loss. So take care and have a great day. Peace out.